Thank you, Suzanne. We are going to focus on some new topics, some refreshers, and so much more. All of you know me, but I also have Natalie Sykes here. She can give you a good wave. We introduced her last session. She is here. She is no longer on vacation today, so she is here full speed. I think she'd rather be on vacation, but anyway, we all would be, right? So anyway, I'm going to pop off here, but you're in really good hands with the DX team. They have some updates to go over, some really good how-tos. So I just encourage you to ask questions. I think there'll be time at the end to ask questions, and this is your time, so please use it the way that you want. With that, I'm going to have Shireen take it because she's the first one up with bugs and enhancements in our agenda, and then we'll be tag teaming from then on. So again, welcome everybody, and again, thank you for your time.
Okay, hi everyone. How you doing? How you feeling? I know Jessica already asked that, but it's okay. I'll ask again. So let's go ahead and jump into our meeting. Just FYI, the recording of today's meeting, as well as other past meetings, are available on the DX platform, DX training page. So for anyone on your team that might have missed it and you want to see what we went over, you can find it there as well. And then I also made sure I added the link to the slide within the chat. I pinned it, so hopefully it pinned correctly. But today's agenda, we are going to be going over DX bug fixes and some of the enhancements that went out that you guys might not have been aware of, as well as I'm going to be demonstrating how to turn a PDF into a book page, how to publish. I'm going to explain also about publishing on the site, because I know we've gotten some questions to where some people were like, hey, I can edit stuff on my site. Why can't I publish it though? And then I will be going over how to audit all the live documents on your page. Not like how to, but how to by seeing what it is, getting started, the beginning of it. And then there is another update that Susan's going to be going over about the new compliancy trend with Acquia Optimize, formerly known as Moncito. We have housekeeping reminders, accessibility project update from Todd, and then we will open the doors for questions and answers afterwards. I go fast, so if you have a question, just type it in the chat later, and we'll type it in the chat now, and then when we open for questions, the awkwardness can start, and then we can answer it, and then silently stare at each other while we wait to see if we have more questions. So let's begin. Susan, I'll let you talk about the bug fixes and enhancements, and I'll be your person who's on the game show and she moves the cards. So
okay, you can be the driver.
Yeah.
Okay, a couple of the bug fixes and enhancements from the last month or couple of weeks have been when you're editing your site and you get those editorially red or yellow warnings and errors in there. Now, we used to get one that was just a yellow one that said, I can't even remember the exact words, was, are you sure you want this document to open in a new tab? But that's been fixed, so now we shouldn't get that warning anymore. And for listing pages of upcoming events that you created in a table format, not the regular format, just the list already had filtering added, but now the table format also has filtering added, so the user can filter and search for things in the events. I think that's it there.
Yep, that's all. So it's one bug fix and one enhancement that's gone out. We have been updating the DX news enhancement pages so that you can see, okay, well, what's the new thing that they're working on that's been moved to the backlog and they're working on this week, as well as also on the report an issue page or report a bug page on the DX site. those links are all at the bottom. We've also been updating those for any new bug reports that have gone in, and well, that have been shared with us. And when you no longer see it on that page, then it's supposed to be fixed. But if it's not fixed, then let us know. And yeah, so anyways, on to demonstrations. So first thing, how to turn PDFs into book pages. So I know that we're working on our accessibility, and I know with PDFs, it's been very interesting because some of them have been very hard to turn them into like accessible. So a good workaround for those of you who might have a PDF that's like 1 billion pages and you're like, I don't want to have to do the accessibility scan for this and we can't send it to to get it remediated by a lion, or maybe your team's like, I don't want it to be remediated, I want to do it myself, but I don't want to do it. You can turn it into a book page. But the downside of that is if you have like, it's perfect for, let me just show you, because you know what, I'm going to ramble and then it's going to be confusing. So let me show you an example of a book page and what they're best used for. So book pages are best used for those of you who have PDFs that either have a lot of pages and you don't want to have to worry about, is it accessible? If you put it on a book page, it's accessible. And that just saves you, time and worry in the future. Instead of having to always like continuously remediate PDFs, use your book pages instead. See, it has chapters. And with book pages as well, you can do this thingy where it does the one, and then like if you hit tab, it'll do like A, and then like it'll do like the Roman numeral thing. Here, let me show you because it's not making sense how I'm pronouncing it. Okay, I'm going to show you inside of the book page. And what a book page is basically like a basic page. It's just a lot of them, and it can all be squished together in its own table of content so that it's a book page. But anyways, let me go. One of the things I really like about book pages, I wanted to show it to you because I shared this with someone else. But you know how like with some manuals or some PDFs, they have like the thing to where you go like that. You have the one, and then it's like, oh, I have a section in that. How do I do that? That's right here. If you use the little numbered list thingy, you can do that. If you don't want it numbered and you want bullets, then just do this one. And then it can also like even go further. If you hit tab again, it does Roman numerals, Roman numerals. I know how to talk. But so like I was saying, book pages are great for that. And they just work just like how basic pages are. Just copy and paste what's on your PDF and just slap it in here. And from the outline section, we have videos on this too. But from the outline section or underneath the menu tab, because it's right here, underneath the menu, you select book outline. And that's where you can then pick the book that you want to use. So if this page is like my new book, this my first page, the acknowledgement, like if an actual book, like my first page is my first page, I'll do create a new book. If this is it's the next chapter after chapter 1, then I'll select chapter this, and then it's going to be the next one after chapter 1. It's very confusing when you first get into it, but it's really good, it's really helpful, and I'm happy to help. You can also attach, I mean, why would you attach a PDF to a book page if you're turning the PDF into a book page? But that's there too, just in case you want it, in images, media images and stuff. And you can do like a display on page for book pages too. If you're like, oh, but I like it up top still, I'll still want that. You can do that for book pages too. So long story short, if you want your stuff to be accessible and you don't want to have to worry about, you don't want it to make future use problem, just turn it into a book page and be free of all of that. I know the Department of Blind does it, so it's the same thing as Educate or HHS. Someone else in the agency also does it. But you see, it's book pages. Also, if you have PDFs that are just like a one-page PDF, you could just turn that into a basic page and be done with it. So let me go back to my slide. Hold on. And don't forget, if you have a question, leave it in the chat section so that we can go back to it, because I'm a fast talker. What was I saying? I can't remember, but yeah, so that's how you could turn PDFs into book pages. Copy and paste the text into a book page, and it has a table of contents. And if you need help, like me walking you through it, join our office hours. Okay, next one is how to publish your site. I know a lot of you guys already know how to publish on your site, but some of you might not realize that, hey, why can I see a draft and a review, but I don't have like a publish button? So for that, you actually have to be the author role publishers or agency managers to actually make a page live on your site. So I do have a link right here that takes us to the DX training site that it'll have like an accordion of what writers are, and I'll just show you instead of just trying to just do that. But on this page, in that link, it shows you on the DX training site what writers can do. Writers can only do like draft format. They can only save pages as drafts. Editors can only save pages as draft and reviews, and they can edit anyone's stuff. They just can't publish it live. And publishers are the ones that can make stuff public and publish it live and all of that. So if you see that you don't have the publish button, it might be because you are an editor or a writer. And of course, agency managers, we have almost all the keys for everything. We have the site setting stuff where we can get reports and we can update our Google Tag Manager ID thing. If your team is running ads and you're using Google Tag and you need to make a new Google Tag for whatever reason, agency managers have access to that, as well as creating alerts and scheduling alerts. Only agency managers can do that. So that's like a special specific content type. Since it's site-wide, I was told that that's why agency managers are the only ones who are able to work with alerts. So if you're like, hey, I see an alert right here, I want it gone, why can't I get it gone? You got to be an agency manager, because then that way you can go to content and then you'll see the little alert button. I lied, it's in micro content. Hold on. And you'll see the little alert button in the content type. Only agency managers can see that and edit it and remove it. So yeah. Let me go back to my slide. Oh, and taxonomy. Agency managers can make taxonomy. Think of taxonomy like have you guys seen that movie to where it's like the boy gets transported into the book and the books are like helping him because, I don't know, some bookworm dragon's trying to eat him. Think of it like that. It's Dewey Decimal System, and the taxonomy, it's not the dragon. The taxonomy is your Dewey Decimal System, and you have to sort each one into each taxonomy so that you can find what the page is. For the boy, he had to like find some sort. I can't remember, but that's what I was thinking of. Doesn't make sense. It's your taxonomy is your Dewey Decimal System. It helps you to sort your pages. Okay, last thing that I'm going to show. For agency managers, there is also, if you want to see all of the documents that are live on your site, there is now a report button section right here. No, right here underneath site settings, there is now a section called reports. Only agency managers can see this. And now you can download, you can get a CVS, Excel, you get a file that downloads and you can see all the documents on your site. Sorry, my cat just finished eating and he wants more food. So if you hear screaming, it's not a child, it's my cat. So anyways, there's lots of different reports that you can now download. So if your team ever wanted I just want to know what's on our site, currently live on our site, you can now do that because it's right there, it helps for the accessibility project. For those of you who are like, no, I still want to use PDFs. I don't want to make them book pages. Then that way you can download this report. Your team can go through all of the documents and select remediate or archive, and then you can give that over to Todd so that Todd can help with the sending them to Alliant and all of that wonderful stuff. So yeah. Oh, this one, Susan, I don't know how to do this one.
Okay. Go to the next page.
Okay.
Okay, there's a new compliance trend report in Acquia Optimize, and you can find it in the reports section where Shereen was showing you. I'll show you in a minute. You can view your trends. If you've looked at Acquia Optimize and you see your dashboard, and it shows you your what does it show you? Your accessibility, your quality assurance, your policies, and your SEO reports. And it gives you a scale of where you are on those things. So it's under the in the little paper here, the report feature. Then I will go over to there and show you that. Okay, I'm just in the DX training site, but I'm on the dashboard now. You go to the reports center where Shereen just was showing you where a lot of the reports. Oh, I'm sorry, this is the wrong program. But we'll scroll all the way down to consolidated reports, and you'll see compliance trends. That we'll click on, so I can either click OK to be sent an email with the link, or I can click Open Received Reports, and I'll still get an email with the link. I have to move this here, and I can open this, and I can see in the DOM, the DOM webs, everything that falls under DOM is listed here. You may only see your one website, but it gives us the ability to look at where we are. It gives us a snapshot of where we are. We can either look at it by the month, or by the quarter, or by the year. And this shows our improvement from that either in quality assurance. It's basically the same things that are shown on the dashboard, but this shows us our trend. If we just want a quick snapshot of how am I doing, I'm going to stop sharing, Shereen. So let me see here.
Okay, I'll take it back. Let me see. Because I think the next one is the next. Hold on. You can't see it. Hold on. Okay. I think the next slide.
There's just one more slide with examples.
Yeah.
There we go. This is example. I just chose 3 random sites here to show you. These are all, I chose all by the month. So it's showing, for example, DAS for the month, it was up 9%. Quality assurance is just the general score of the site. Accessibility 0 doesn't mean they have 0 accessibility. It means there was no change in the last month. Their SEO is up 4%, but you can see that if you take, maybe you want to keep an eye on it by quarter. You click on quarter, and you can see, did you make any improvement, or did you fall back over any given period of time? That's it, Shereen.
Okay. It's Natalie's turn. Woo!
Yay. All right, content gardening. We have completed our first cohort with DAS and Volunteer. HHS had their kickoff meeting with Lullabot and the DX team this week, and we'll officially start next Monday with Lullabot in partnership there. All of the cohorts are full, and agencies have been selected for that. We are finalizing schedules and kind of moving some things around to accommodate everyone the best possible. They'll run through the end of the year. Shereen and Suzanne are participating in all of those so that they can bring that back and knowledge share with you guys in any of the office hours. So visit the website for more information.
Okay, housekeeping and reminders. So like we mentioned before, don't forget, for those of you who have new people joining your team and you guys are, already dealing with enough on your plate and you want them to be trained, we do have training events made on the DX platform to where they can go to in-person trainings, and it just covers the basics of how to use the platform, creating a page, and the do's and don'ts of making links and whatnot. If they can't make those in-person training days, we also do have the same thing covered in videos on the DX page as well for you to use. And there is also on the DX training page, if you click this link, it takes you to the accessibility training where you can also select to register for the different days that accessibility training is happening. And as well as on this right here is the link to all of the past content manager meetings that we've had, and this one will go up on this link once we get the video uploaded onto the YouTube and then added into here. So that's the first one. There's lots of resources on the DX training site so that you can use it if you want to. And as well, like I mentioned, we have our DX YouTube channel, and we have if you missed past trainings, we do have the videos as well uploaded into each of its playlists. And we also have the course videos uploaded onto each page, as well as how to use the different features on the platform, the videos on there. That's also uploaded on the YouTube channel. So if your team is like, I have no time, let me do this on my own, we got videos for you. So there you go. And then, if you have questions, you could join the office hour, which is I'm gonna click it, which is on this page right here. It's on this page, and there's a link. I'm gonna show you. There's a live link to where I am there 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. on Thursdays, right here. If you ever need help with anything, and I will do my best to help. And if I don't know it, I will tell you I don't know. But we can figure it out because I like figuring stuff out. Okay, Todd, it's your turn.
Thank you, Shireen.
You're welcome.
Go ahead and jump that next slide. All right. So current status. The DNR is still piloting our proof of concept with level access for the applications. We're having a meeting. In fact, I missed the meeting this morning because Shireen and I were doing World Hunger things. And so I got to catch up with Natalie after this. The Alliant document remediation. We have now sent 2 batches of documents. The SOWs, I am finding take a bit of time to get through. I'm hoping after these first couple get through, they'll go through faster. That's the process I'm at today. So I don't have feedback yet on the results, but I have 2 batches of documents out. So if you've got documents that you need to send, we are sending documents to Alliant. If you don't, change your documents to the book or the basic pages. At this point, I think I've sent maybe about 2,500 pages of my budget would let me send something like 100,000 pages. So please don't wait to finish your inventories. We'll talk about that in a couple slides, but let's get documents moving. I have sent over 26 applications to Alliant. They are doing a accessibility health status assessment is what I'm calling them. It's 3 to 4 hour assessment. It's not a deep dive, but we can do a good gut check. How are your applications? In all the DX and the web content gardening, really something not done in any of those, the focus has not been on the application. So this is something that is completely new and different. If you have comments, questions, concerns, I do have office hours. I have starting soon, silly me. It's already started. So the applications are on Monday from 11 to 12. You should be getting a Gov delivery message about an hour before that. And the document open hours is 9 to 10 on Tuesday. The applications, again, is something completely different than you haven't been talking about in any of the other office hours. The doc remediation office hours on Tuesday morning is really about, sending them out to Alliant. It's about the bulk. It's not that I'm not happy to talk about all things remediation, but that's the focus. For the more specific remediation on documents, Shireen and Suzanne's office hours are probably much better for that. So go ahead and go to the next slide. So the document remediation, again, you can have more than one inventory. Some agencies want to break them down by division or whatever reason you want to break them down. Some people will prioritize and maybe do X first, Y second, Z third. I don't care. Whatever you want to do. There are going to be multiple SOWs, so you do not have to have your entire inventory done. In fact, please don't wait. If you've got 50 documents that you want remediated, let's get them going. Let's get them in the pipeline. Let's get the SOWs going. Let's get them to Alliant. If you have questions about this process, please do feel free to come to the office hours. but also please do not feel restricted to the office hours. This is what I am doing. You are not a bother. I've got an email out there. I've got a phone number out there. It's my personal cell phone. If you call me at 7 o'clock on Saturday, I probably won't answer. But if you call me during business hours, I will answer. It is a 608 phone number, so don't be thrown off. I moved back from Wisconsin and I didn't bother changing it. If I do reach out and you see a weird 608 phone number on your phone, it might be me. Please do answer. Give me a shot. I don't think you're going to get a lot of spam calls from Wisconsin in general, so you're probably fairly safe. If your agency is doing self-remediation, I certainly do not discourage you to do that, but I would encourage you to at least send a sample through. Let us do the Alliance deep dive. You guys probably are already aware. I know I'm probably preaching to the choir, but Microsoft and Adobe have built-in checkers. Neither one of them are sufficient by themselves. Those checkers do not review all of the WCAG criteria. Things like reading order, color contrast, broken links. None of the things we've got out there today do the full deep dive. We either need to invest in a specific PDF accessibility checker, or we need to do manual reviews. Alliance, one way to do that. So even if you're doing your own, please consider sending a sample of them. There is no charge to the agency for sending those through. I have a budget that would let me do approximately 10,000 pages per agency. So many agencies don't have anywhere near that many PDFs out there. So let me do those for you. We'll do questions at the end. So jump to the next slide. For the application assessment, what we're doing, again, is called a accessibility health status. It is a 3 to 4 hour dive, not a deep dive, not a detailed dive. It's not going to give you, here's your punch list for what your application needs. It will give you a stoplight level, red, yellow, green. Your application is kind of, sort of, mostly, or not really very accessible, as well as some highlights of what they see for issues and a estimate of what a detailed assessment would cost. If you're not aware, detailed assessments for applications typically cost $7,500 and up, and 4 digits is not uncommon, $10,000, $20,000. So these are not inexpensive. So having a good idea of what that's going to cost is a nice thing to have for any projects you're spinning up. If you've got a project starting soon with an application, for great time to have that accessibility done, not later. Do it now. Applications need to be accessible by April 2026, just like the rest of the websites and the document content. Like I said, I put the first SOW in. That's about 26. To the best of my ability to look, I think we've got something on the order of 300 applications that need to be manually assessed. Those are applications that we control the look and feel of. They're not third-party apps like Salesforce or Google Forms where we can get VPATs. These are applications that the state of Iowa and its agencies control the look and feel of. If you've got questions, comments, or just want to talk about it, the meeting hours have been moved to Monday, 11 to 12. But don't wait for that. Call me, email me, message me. Let's talk. Let me help you get this assessment done. Last slide is for that. Do you have any questions, comments, concerns? Oh, I'm sorry. Forgot. Second to the last slide. There is a SharePoint site out there, in addition to what the DX provides, where I have various resources for you. You'll notice in the top left, the big picture of the library looking thing. I did put a write-up about the accessibility health status assessment. So what I've said today is in print. You can read it if I talk too fast. It's right there. Please review that. Let me know if you have questions, concerns. There is a link at the bottom, and there's also the SharePoint URL. If you don't have access when you go there, it'll say that. Click on the Grant Me Access button, and someone will grant you access very quickly. I noticed Suzanne's been faster on the draw than me lately. She's got approved like the last 3 or 4 requests, but there's someone looking at that and we'll get you access very quickly. There is no one working for the state of Iowa that shouldn't be able to access, including my Google heavy friends. So now the last slide is for me to take a pause. You out there, questions, comments, concerns, please. All right, Shereen, do your 3-second countdown.
The movie was Page Master. That was the movie. Oh my God, that's such a good movie, you guys. Oh my God.
It is.
Yeah, questions, comments, concerns. I give you guys 3 seconds. 1, 2. Shereen, Nativa, oh, thank you. You guys are sweet. Okay, if there's no other questions or comments about how awesome we are, then Natalie, am I allowed to tell them that they could go? They're allowed to have time back in their day. Am I allowed to say that?
I'm never going to argue with giving someone 28 minutes back in their day.
Look at us. We're free. You guys are free to enjoy the rest of your Thursday. Bye, guys. Bye.
Bye. Thanks.